So when people are planning where they would stay, um, should they stay in multiple places or stay in Jerusalem, stay in Tel Aviv? What's the best way to plan your
Now,
trip?
me personally, I would suggest for the people to stay in Jerusalem.
Okay.
For their tour, they have to stay in Jerusalem. Why? Because Jerusalem is in the center of the country.
Yep.
Logistically speaking, it's close to every. It's closer. Let's put it that way. It's closer to every region or every area that we're gonna visit throughout the tour, rather than Tel Aviv, that is a little bit far away. So staying for the tour, highly recommend Jerusalem. Now, if you want to relax, enjoy the beach, have 2 more extra days after spending your 2 days in Jerusalem, you can spend 2 more days in Tel Aviv just to relax after, for example, touring for 6 days.
Yep. Okay. Now, a lot of the people that put together their bucket list and do a trip like this, they're older. They're retired or they're near retired. We call it the pre-go years or the go-go years of retirement when people do a lot of traveling. Some of them may have mobility issues because they're older.
Mm.
What happens if somebody's got mobility issues? Do you tailor the tour and you skip the Hezekiah's tunnel or some other things that might be more difficult for people to handle if they've got mobility issues?
For the people that have mobility issues, we adjust the tour accordingly.
Okay.
So we try to make the tour as accommodating, as easy, as smooth as possible. 70%, I would say, of the sites around the country are accessible to
Okay.
people with mobility issues, which is very good.
Yeah.
Now, we may have some challenges, for example, in the old city of Jerusalem, but we have also the solution because we can bring those golf carts that go up down the stairs in the old city of Jerusalem for people that have mobility issues or cannot walk for a long period of time.
Oh, good. Okay.
Some other sites are completely inaccessible and it's almost impossible to experience, like Hezekiah's tunnel, for example.
Yeah.
That's one site in 100 sites that is impossible because it's an ancient tunnel. There is no way, it's pretty difficult to happen. But the good news is that 80% of the country is accessible for people with mobility issues. So that's very good, and we accommodate that and we take care of that as well.
That's good to know. What about best time of year to visit? Are there certain times that people should avoid, maybe around certain holidays or the weather? Anything else that people should be aware of related to timing their trip?
So I would say if you like hot weather, I highly recommend, you don't mind hot weather, I highly recommend visiting from June to August.
Mhm.
Less crowd, less tourism, but it's hot. So if you enjoy hot weather, you can do it this way. Now, ideally, I would say great weather is from March to mid May, late May.
Okay.
And then again, if you like a little bit cooler weather, I would say it starts from mid September to late December. If you like cooler weathers, but in this period there are more people, more tourists, more crowds.
Mhm.
Um, that's ideally. So March to late May, and then from mid September to late December.
Okay. All right. I wanted to circle back on group versus private tour. Um,
Mhm.
I've done both in different places, and one of the things that jumped out for me was with a private tour, sometimes you can skirt the line, you can get into places that maybe not everybody gets to go see. What are some of the other advantages of a private tour versus a group tour?
Yes, this is something important to talk about because I started my career doing big, large groups, and I started seeing how big, large groups happen, how they operate, and this is where I decided to start my own private tours because what I used to see is that large groups are rushed, always rushed from side to side. You don't visit as many places as you visit in a private tour because logistically speaking, it's impossible to do that. There are a big number of people within a group, 30 to 40 people. Some people are fast walkers, some people are slow walkers. The guide usually is so overwhelmed that he simply says a couple of words in each and every site and then he moves on. Also, something that is important to mention that in group tours they take you to a very touristy restaurants because you cannot feed 40 people group in a small local falafel hummus shop, for example. So how they would accommodate 30 to 40 people group by bringing them into those big industrial restaurants, just to eat and then
Yeah,
move
that's a
on.
very good point. Yeah, yeah, that
Yeah,
would be very
just to
different.
move on. So through our private tours, we take you to the places that we go to as locals. You eat our food, you experience our experiences. This is very important. So what is the difference with the private tour? One more thing to add as well is that crowds, when it's high season, a group could wait up to 2 hours at some of the big holy sites
Yeah,
in Bethlehem, in Jerusalem. Now, what is the difference with a private tour? We are more flexible. We are more personal. We visit way more sites per day. We visit sites that large group never reach, and they cannot reach those sites logistically speaking. Why? Because they are in a bus. Meanwhile, we are in an SUV that sometimes we can take roads that buses cannot go in. And we
yeah,
can visit sites that it's impossible for a group to go. And some of the best sites are those ones.
yeah,
Also, it's personal. We experience local food. We are more flexible throughout the day. Meaning, in a group tour, everybody has to eat at one lunchtime, for example. Meanwhile, in a private tour, my clients can tell me, "Hey, Dimitris, want to have something to eat? Want to have a snack? Want to have lunch?"
yeah, yeah,
We can make it happen at any time. So everything is more flexible, everything is more personal, everything is smoother, more enjoyable, more personal. We get to know our clients, we speak to our clients, and you are example, Greg.
yeah,
We after the tour we've spoken before the tour, we've spoken in the tour, and we got to know each other, and I know you personally now, and I have become your friend. We're
yeah,
speaking again, we're doing this podcast, so it's completely different, to be
yeah, yeah.
honest.